In the vast South China Sea, a high-stakes standoff is unfolding. It's not just China and the Philippines, global powers are involved. The United States, a key Philippine ally, is ramping up its military presence, raising the risk of a wider conflict. The South China Sea is a critical artery for global trade. Any disruption here would send shockwaves through the world economy. China claims these waters as historic territory, while the Philippines, backed by international law, asserts its own rights. The US sees a threat to freedom of navigation and the rules-based order. As these interests collide, the risk of a single incident spiraling out of control grows. This is more than a regional dispute, it's a test of alliances, international law, and the ability to resolve conflicts peacefully. Decisions made here will shape global politics for generations. The world is watching because what happens in the South China Sea could affect us all. This is a story about power, territory, and the principles that govern our world. To truly grasp the intensity of today's tensions in the South China Sea, we must first journey back through history and examine the roots of this complex conflict. The past holds the key to understanding why the region remains so fiercely contested. For centuries, the South China Sea was a crossroads for trade, culture, and fishing, shared by many coastal nations. But in the 20th century, China introduced its sweeping Nine-Dash Line, a claim that covers nearly the entire sea, and dramatically shifted the balance of power in the region. This claim directly overlaps with the exclusive economic zones, known as EEZs, of the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Brunei. The result is a tangled web of overlapping claims, where each nation asserts its own rights to the sea's rich resources and strategic waterways. In recent years, China's rapid construction of artificial islands, complete with airstrips and military bases, has dramatically escalated the conflict, transforming once peaceful reefs into fortified outposts. In 2013, the Philippines took a bold step by challenging China's claims at an international tribunal. In 2016, the court ruled in favor of the Philippines, declaring China's expansive claim had no legal basis under international law, a landmark decision for the region. Despite the ruling, China rejected the verdict and intensified its aggressive tactics, ramming fishing boats, blocking vital resupply missions, and using water cannons to drive away rivals. These confrontations have become increasingly frequent and dangerous. Such actions are not random, they are part of a calculated strategy to intimidate neighboring countries and assert control over disputed waters, sending a clear message about China's resolve. The Philippines, meanwhile, continues to defend its outposts and assert its rights, backed by international law. For China, the struggle is about reclaiming what it sees as its historical territory and fulfilling a national destiny. This fundamental disagreement over history, law, and sovereignty keeps the South China Sea as one of the world's most volatile and dangerous flashpoints, where even minor incidents can escalate rapidly. The echoes of the past are unmistakably present in today's crisis, shaping every move and countermove in these contested waters. Ultimately, the stakes are not just about oil, gas, or fishing rights, they are about national pride, identity, and the strategic future of an entire region. The US-Philippines alliance stands as one of the most enduring and strategically significant partnerships in the Asia-Pacific region, shaped by decades of shared history and mutual interests. At its core is the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty, a foundational agreement that has bound the two nations together for over 70 years, promising mutual support in times of external attack. In recent years, as tensions have risen in the South China Sea, Washington has made it clear, any armed attack on Philippine forces, vessels, or aircraft in the region will trigger U.S. defense commitments under the treaty. Under President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., the Philippines has adopted a more assertive approach, pushing back against Chinese incursions and deepening its military and diplomatic ties with the United States. The annual Balikatan exercises have grown larger and more complex, now involving thousands of troops from both countries practicing everything from amphibious landings and urban warfare to humanitarian assistance and disaster response. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, or EDCA, has further expanded the U.S. military's footprint, granting access to 9 key bases across the archipelago, including airfields and naval facilities. This arrangement allows the U.S. to pre-position troops, advanced weaponry, and critical supplies, ensuring that both nations can respond rapidly and effectively to any crisis or natural disaster in the region. Several of these bases are strategically located near flashpoints like Taiwan and the South China Sea, underscoring their importance in regional security and deterrence. While some Filipinos express concern that closer U.S. ties could draw their country into conflict, or make it a target, others see the alliance as a vital safeguard in an increasingly uncertain world. As Defense Secretary Teodoro Jr. has emphasized, the partnership with the United States is not just about military might, it's about preserving Philippine sovereignty and ensuring the nation's freedom to chart its own course. Together, the two militaries stand as a shield, deterring aggression from much larger neighbors and projecting stability across Southeast Asia. Today, the U.S.-Philippines partnership is not only stronger, but more vital than ever before, celebrated by both nations as a symbol of shared resolve. This deepening alliance is a calculated and deliberate response to a rapidly evolving security environment and the growing threat posed by regional power shifts. The stakes for both nations and for the broader region have never been higher, as decisions made today will shape the future of the Indo-Pacific. The world is watching closely, as the evolution of this alliance could redefine the balance of power in Asia for years to come. The U.S. military expansion in the Philippines is about more than words, it's about action. In recent years, the American presence has become increasingly visible, signaling a new era of cooperation and strategic partnership between the two nations. This is not just a symbolic gesture, it's a concrete shift in the balance of power in the region. Under the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, or EDCA, the U.S. is investing millions to upgrade 9 key Philippine military sites, lengthening runways to accommodate larger aircraft, building new barracks for troops, and adding advanced storage for fuel and equipment. These upgrades are designed to support rapid deployment and sustained operations, ensuring that both U.S. and Philippine forces are ready for any contingency. On Palawan's western coast, a new U.S.-funded naval base puts fast response boats and advanced surveillance systems near the contested Spratly Islands, a flashpoint in the South China Sea. These aren't massive Cold War-era bases, but rather modern, flexible facilities within existing Philippine camps, designed for rotational U.S. forces. This approach respects Philippine sovereignty while enhancing joint capabilities. All branches of the U.S. military are involved, including the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines, each bringing unique skills and technology to the partnership. The U.S. Army recently deployed its cutting-edge mid-range capability missile system to the Philippines, marking a significant leap in regional firepower. This advanced system can strike targets at sea hundreds of miles away, providing a powerful new layer of deterrence and defense for both nations. The goal is clear: to make any act of aggression in the region too costly for China or any other adversary to consider. Strategic planning and joint exercises reinforce this message. By placing U.S. personnel and advanced capabilities on the front lines, Washington is sending a strong signal that its commitment to the Philippines is real and unwavering. The upgraded infrastructure stands as a physical promise to stand with the Philippines, providing tangible evidence of the alliance's strength and durability. This new footprint is about deterrence, not provocation. The focus is on maintaining peace and stability, not escalating tensions. It's a message to allies and adversaries alike. The U.S. and the Philippines are united, and the world is taking notice of these developments. The U.S. presence is now tangible, not just theoretical. American troops, equipment, and expertise are on the ground, ready to respond to any challenge. The region's security landscape has changed permanently. New alliances and capabilities are reshaping Southeast Asia's future. The stakes are clear, and the world is watching closely as these changes unfold, aware that the balance of power in the Indo-Pacific is shifting. The U.S. and Philippines are now more closely linked than ever, forging a partnership built on trust, shared interests, and a commitment to regional security. Technology is transforming maritime security in the South China Sea. The Philippines now deploys unmanned surface vessels, drone boats, to monitor its waters, supported by U.S. training and funding. These drones provide real-time surveillance, allowing the Philippines to track illegal fishing, monitor Chinese vessels, and gather evidence without risking personnel. U.S. advisory groups and nonprofit funding ensure a steady flow of advanced technology. Crucially, Philippine commanders remain in control of operations, ensuring sovereignty. This model of cooperation empowers the Philippines to defend its waters with 21st century tools. The drone revolution is a game-changer for maritime security. The South China Sea conflict is reshaping politics and economies across the Indo-Pacific. China's assertiveness is pushing countries like the Philippines, Japan, and Australia closer to the U.S., creating a more polarized region. Any conflict or blockade here would devastate global trade and threaten vital resources like oil, gas, and fish. For millions in Southeast Asia, this isn't abstract. Filipino fishermen face harassment, and livelihoods are at risk. The issue fuels nationalism and dominates political debate. Many nations are caught between economic ties to China and security reliance on the U.S. The ripple effects of U.S.-Philippines military expansion are felt across the region. The stakes are personal, economic, and political for hundreds of millions. As U.S. involvement deepens, experts debate the best path forward. Some urge strategic restraint, empowering the Philippines and using diplomacy to avoid war. Others argue only a strong military deterrent will check China's ambitions. Most agree on integrated deterrence, combining military, diplomatic, economic, and technological tools. The challenge is to be ready for conflict but work tirelessly to prevent it. It's a high-stakes balancing act, one that demands clear resolve and careful judgment. The world is watching every move. The U.S. strategy centers on empowering the Philippines to defend itself. Joint exercises like Balikatan build skills and trust, while U.S. equipment, drone boats, patrol vessels, surveillance aircraft, fills critical gaps. Intelligence sharing gives the Philippines advance warning of threats, turning it into a proactive force. The focus is on building capacity, not dependency. Strong, sovereign partners are the key to regional security. A more capable Philippines deters aggression and reduces the need for direct U.S. intervention. The region is safer when nations can stand on their own. The U.S. military expansion in the Philippines has redrawn the Indo-Pacific security map. The coming years will see continued friction, with China testing the alliance through aggressive gray zone tactics. The alliance's strength will be tested by both external threats and domestic politics. The world is watching to see if this model of cooperation can prevent conflict and maintain stability. Can a superpower help a smaller nation defend itself without triggering a wider war? The answers will shape global security for years to come. The future of the South China Sea is being written now, with every patrol, every exercise, and every decision. The stakes are too high to leave to chance.